Blog Talk Radio. To another episode of Endie Fiya right here on Endie Fiya with your girl Nakia. See, the guys, that sounds so horrible now. Okay, look, this is what I implore my listening audience to do, okay? Thursday nights were our original shows, and it was just Endie Fiya featuring blah, 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 right? It doesn't sound good anymore. You saw how I had to say Endie Fiya back to back, right? All right, so Monday night, we have what? New Music Monday, followed by New Music Mondays, the actual music that is played, right? Tuesdays, we have Too Lit Tuesdays. This is what I need you guys to do. We need to come up with a name for Thursdays now. Like, we really need a name. When Thursday stood alone, it didn't matter. But now that Thursday is accompanied by two other nights, and then every other Saturday, Thursday needs a name. So I need my listening audience to shoot me ideas for Thursdays. Now, look here. Let me tell you this. We don't want no thirsty Thursdays, all right? Because I'm thirsty every day. Y'all know how I be on wine. So no thirsty Thursdays. No tasty Thursdays, okay? So because our Thursdays are still dedicated to our independent artists. Follow along, okay? No thoughtful Thursdays, all right? We're still centered around our independent artists on Thursdays, okay? I need you to follow along with the theme of the show to make sure that it matches, the actual title of the show, all right? So I had a name, then somebody shot it down. But it's all good because, ultimately we'll probably go with that name because we can't come up with anything. You're thankful on Thursdays and you're thoughtful on Thursdays and you're tasty and you're thirsty and you don't do anything else on Thursday, obviously? I guess not. But, guys, this is what I need you to do, okay? Before next Thursday, we need to name Thursday show. Got it? Can you do that for me? Yes? All right, so this is what I want you to do. Email me at girlinmotion@endiefireradio.com, okay? Whoever we go with, what we're going to do. Okay, cool. Got it. $25 gift card, whoever names the show. Easy peasy, okay? We got to like it, I think I'm going to send it over to our Facebook, our Endie Fiya guest Facebook group and let everyone vote because you guys are so instrumental in, every development stage of the show. Our rebranding efforts, I rely on my previous guests a lot because you've been on the show. You know how things work around here. You know how I work. So I'm probably going to stick it over there in the group, let them vote on it, and whoever wins, $25 gift cards to, we'll figure that out. I got people throwing up different stuff. We'll figure that out. All right? Simple. girlinmotion@endiefireradio.com. Do not send it to endiefiya@gmail.com. Do not send it to info@endiefireradio.com. You send it to those two individuals, I will not accept it. Okay? That's simple. Send it directly to me. So what's in the news? Okay, I posted this several times yesterday on Facebook, and I had to argue so much with so many people. This is a huge pet peeve of mine. Huge. People sharing information that is outdated, okay? How many times Della Reese done died in the past 2 weeks? She died in 2017, but she has died, not only her. How many times has Anita Baker had a birthday in the past week? I'm just like, do you guys ever read anything? You just click and share. Click and share. You never read anything. Just like titles. You never read titles. All right? So I posted yesterday that go-go, music that is heavily played in Washington, D.C. area was going to become the official music of the city. Why people was disputing me? That's already happened. That's not new news. No, stop reading. Matter of fact, go read, okay? Because we know it. The culture knows it. That's the official music of DC, but it is not officially recognized. I couldn't go to, like, I don't know, Great Britain and be like, yo, did you know that go-go was the official music of DC? I couldn't tell them that because that wouldn't be true. Prior to yesterday, that would not have been true, all right? So now the Don't Mute DC movement has come full circle in one of the most historic moments for the city of Washington, D.C. 2019, June, one of the council members, Kenyon McDuffie, introduced legislation that would require a program that will help to preserve and archive go-go music. That all came to play yesterday. The bill was signed yesterday, 2/19/20, by the mayor, all right, of D.C., Mayor Muriel Bowser, signed off on legislation making go-go the official music of Washington, D.C. All right, so they want to not only be able to acknowledge that, but they want to be able to teach. They don't want the history behind go-go music to die out. And I saw, like, I unfriended a lot of people yesterday because I'm not from D.C., but you know how I feel about music. And just the comments that I was seeing, especially people from, like, Michigan and Minnesota, like they visited, D.C. one time, and that's all they heard. Like, doing the butt is all they heard the whole time they were there, which I doubt it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's the song you identify with go-go music from back in 91, 92. Maybe that's what you identify, with go-go music, but there's so much more. And they want to be able to preserve the history so that those coming, after us, have something they know about the history. Like these people who don't know, Michigan, Milwaukee, all of y'all, you need to learn the history. You know what I'm saying? And you'll realize the importance. So congratulations on that huge, huge accomplishment. Normally we do this first because I'm always a little hyped, initially. So now I got to simmer down, all right, just a little bit. We at Endie Fiya would like to extend our condolences to the family and friends of rap hip-hop artist who was killed in Hollywood Hills earlier yesterday morning, 2/19/20. The Brooklyn rapper was shot and killed in an apparent home invasion in the Hollywood Hills area. His murder took place around 4 a.m., and that's all that I really want to say about that. I want to say rest in peace again to Pop Smoke, and our condolences we offer to his family and his friends. That's our moment of silence. All right. In other news, one half of what do they call Ray Schmurd. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Guys, what's the song? All I see is the Mannequin Challenge. Black Beatles. Yes, yes. All right. So one half of Ray Schmurd. You know what I'm talking about. Sway Lee he said he's unafraid of backlash that he may receive for designing high-heeled shoes for men. Yes, a part of a collaboration with Giuseppe Zanato. And so the two of them have a sneaker that came out earlier last year. And now Sway Lee wants to design hip or high heels for men. Right? So time and time again, we know that the hip-hop community, they open up to include a wide range of sexualities. We have Young Thug, who I'm pissed off at him right now, who is on the cover, of his album in a dress, and Jaden Smith, who critically, revealed his relationship, quote-unquote, with Tyler, the Creator. We have Lil Nas X, who came out, gay last year. We have Kevin Abstract, who proudly raps about, his sexuality often. But why is it that, and we talked about this on the previous show, how anything that you do that is not of the norm in your community or your for your ethnicity, then either you're gay or, you show your feminine side too much or, what is that all about? All right? So Sway Lee explains, that adamantly he explains that pretty much F the gender norms, And because of all of these norms that, people are under now, that led to him wanting to create a high heel designed for men. He says a lot of rappers are scared to wear shit. Basically, they wanna, they want things the old ways, and they limit themselves. And I believe that you should be as out of the box as you want to, as free as you want to. And that was another debate we had yesterday. Huge men wearing high heels. I mean, hell, my favorite artists wore them all the time. Prince, in the 70s, that was huge. Not just platforms, but heels for men. So what is the problem? Men are so hard now. They're so tough. They can't show. I can't wait to see the line. I'm super excited to see the line. Shout out to Sway Lee on that right there. Last but not least, SZA. I saw her on the cover yesterday of Rolling Stone with Meg Thee Stallion and Normani. All right, so she gives a little shout out today to those females, saying that they're her sisters. She loves them very much, and she's honored to be a part of anything with two of those black queens. She also has said that she's not doing any more videos, no more interviews or photos for the rest of her life. And don't ask. All right, so it all boils down to, who do we have earlier? Ari Lennox, who kind of went through something like this, and the same thing with Summer Walker. This anxiety, people who don't or haven't gone through mental health issues, you know what I'm saying? It's easy for you to ask questions, and your questions be very offensive, because you want to know that's your favorite artist, and you want to know you've seen them in the limelight all their lives. What happened all of a sudden, If you've never dealt with it, you don't know. So she's dealing with, anxiety, and talking about, the outside opinions of others, and, just how it has affected her from how I look at my pictures, and, how my videos don't sound like or don't look like you want them to look. She's experiencing all of that. And so what I want to say, after she went on her tweet storm, what I want to say in response to that is, make sure you check the cover of Rolling Stone out, because it's phenomenal. This is on the left, all right? Check the cover out. It's phenomenal. But keep her lifted in prayer, as we do all of our artists who go through anxiety and depression and addictions. Please keep them all in your prayers. That's all I got for you, all right? But you're tuned in here to another episode of Endie Fiya. Live tonight in studio with me is musician, songwriter, and actor. I found that he's a producer also. Yeah. Chris Ahrens. Exposed to music at an early age, Chris Ahrens developed a passion and energy for singing, writing, and performing. Music quickly became an integral part of his life. With different influences from classical to contemporary, he's been able to achieve a unique sound that blends elements from many different realms of music. Harboring a melodic and poetic mind, he's able to capture the essence of a story and build his own approach to modern music. Chris Ahrens is originally from Pflugerville, Texas. He now resides in sunny Orlando, Florida, where he's been able to meet and work with many incredible artists. Producing his very first single, he'll make his world debut, officially tomorrow. But he gonna make it here tonight on Endie Fiya. I'm so excited. Yes. Okay. So his world debut, February 21st, 2020. That's tomorrow, with a song titled "Make Your Own Way." Written 7 years ago, it's become the anthem and mantra of his life. Magic sparked as the song was born at the hands of some of the most talented musicians he knows. It blends elements of pop, jazz, R&B, and more. He hopes that with its good vibes and positive message, it'll go on to inspire the world. Endie Fiya listening audience, I present to you this evening my very, very special guest, musician, songwriter, singer, actor, producer, Chris Ahrens.
Hey there.
Hello. How are you?
Oh my gosh, I am so excited. Incredibly excited.
No, I know you're not excited to be on the show. I know you're excited about tomorrow, and that right there is I can't imagine what the energy level for you has been like for the past. I don't know. I've only known you 2 weeks, maybe?
Couple weeks, yeah.
Yeah. So I've known you, about 2 weeks I've known you, and so I've had an opportunity to stalk your social media, which is what I do. That's how I learn my guests, and I see all the posts and your fans and followers and family sharing the release of this debut track tomorrow. What has your energy level been like? Let's say the past month when it went on pre-sale at the beginning of the month, right?
Yeah.
All right. So what's your energy level been like?
I mean, it's taken an incredible amount of energy to get to this point. I mean, like I said, I am incredibly excited. This is just really, honestly, a dream come true. Like, it's so surreal to me. The fact that it's actually coming out tomorrow, like, I still don't believe it. I'm like, this is happening, but no, starting about a month ago, I never realized how much went into actually releasing a song, or just doing it right. So many people can make music and just sit on it, and to put it out to the world, it takes so much. But it is all worth it, and I'm just so incredibly excited.
So let's back up to the very beginning, all right? So most of my artists on the show, they got their grassroots in the church. That's where they found out that, I have a love for this thing called music, or, I have a passion to sing or to compose. Where did your beginning begin?
So I grew up in the church. And I always enjoyed singing along with the choirs, and I'd be there with my family, and I'd always just sing out as much as I could. But honestly, I would say my roots come from family road trips, just listening to some of the classics with my dad and my mom and brother in the car. We'd be playing like classic rock and country and things like that. It just really kind of introduced me to music. And I actually remember I would sing so loud that my dad would tell me to stop singing because he wanted to hear the track over me. He's listening right now too. But no, it was those moments that really introduced me to music, and I developed such a love for it. And
So how would you describe your genre of music?
Oh man. So I guess a part of that is like, because I have so many different influences, it's hard to pick a genre, actually. I call it pop or contemporary just because it is relevant and it's of the time. I'm classically trained, so I can sing opera if I want. But so
wow.
Yes. I actually I went to school for music in college, which is a whole story in itself as well. But I learned how to sing classically in college and came out on the other side being able to sing opera. And I've been in so many different choirs, and I'm currently in 4 different choirs at the moment. I don't know how I'm surviving life, but
Yeah.
But because of that, I have such a clean pop sound, and I guess it also translates into the music that I write. It's got just a really clean and open sound. It sounds similar to, John Mayer, Jason Mraz-ish, as like the instrumentals at least. But yeah, it's interesting. And like I said, I have so many different influences. I use a lot of jazz chords and things like that. Honestly, my goal is to tell a story. Whatever chords and progressions I can use to tell that story is what I'm going to use.
And who are some of your influences?
One of my favorite singers is Jamie Cullum. He's a British artist. And I was exposed to him in high school, I want to say. But he's got this really jazzy, edgy sound to him, and it's so unique. But his lyrics just tell a story, which I love. I know you mentioned I'm an actor as well. I've been doing that for about 11, 12 years now. And I do it professionally currently as well. But yeah, anybody that can just tell a story, I love it so much. let's see, growing up, speaking about, listening to music with my family, the Eagles was one of my biggest influences as well. I just, I loved their music. I just couldn't get over just even their acoustic sets. I loved that their players could transfer from different instruments, like their drummer just decided to learn guitar so he can play up front with everybody, and,
Right.
It was crazy. I actually got the chance to see them live, before their main singer passed, and it was like amazing. I cried. It was great.
That's one of those moments. We always talk about men being able to show all their sides, not keeping everything built up, but that is one of those moments, I think, to be able to see the Eagles live, any man would have cried at that. Any man would have cried. You've mentioned several times, about not only your influences or those that influence you, but yourself writing and wanting to be able to tell a story when you write. So did any of that start, I have a lot of authors on the show, and, they always talk about their beginning as an author. I wrote in a journal to, let all of my thoughts and everything escape, not wanting to hold everything boggled in. But how was it for you? Did you begin writing poetry, short stories? Did you just write before you started, writing songs?
Yeah, it started as poetry. I can't remember how early I started writing poetry, but I know my mom actually passed along some to me that I wrote in elementary school. Last year she gave me some of those, and it was kind of funny to read those. But I've always, had a poetic mind, and, I oftentimes lose sleep if I don't get out what's on my mind. So I'm just like those authors. I'm sitting there and I journal almost every day. I'm just writing words, and those words sometimes become lyrics, or I hear them as a song, and I'll start singing them out, and then I'll just make something of it.
How does this all tie into, because, I don't know. With me, everything that I do always bounces off of the previous thing that I did, or the previous thing that I do. Everything just kind of interlocks and it goes hand in hand. How do you bring all of this together as an actor, as a musician, as a producer, singing in the four choirs? How do you bring all of this full circle and stay motivated and not get, stressed out?
By the grace of God, honestly. But no, I mean, I'm always going and going. My parents can tell you too. When I talk to them, sometimes I'm just so slow in talking to them because I have so much on my mind. I'm always thinking, which is a blessing and a curse, Like I said, sometimes I just cannot sleep because I'm always thinking about my next move, thinking about what's happening. And, I hear music. I could probably say I have some sort of ADD or something, because the second I hear music, I can't focus on anything.
I call mine imaginary ADHD, But yeah, music always distracts me and takes me to another level. I get a lot accomplished when I have music. It's when you take it away from me that my world falls apart. I don't know how I, can thrive without it. It's just that, integral in my life right now. So I know all about the ADD. Yeah.
And I guess my other secret is just many, many lists. I'm constantly making lists. Okay, this is what I have to do for this and this. And, I'm just kind of flying by the seat of my pants sometimes. But, I make it. I do pretty good.
Now, I know that your bio states that you wrote this song 7 years ago.
Yeah.
I had another artist on the show who had two songs, and they were released on the same day, back in December, I think it was. But she had said on those two songs for 7 years, she wanted to make sure not only that she was in a right place as an artist. Her listening audience would be able to receive her music as she had written it. She tweaked some things throughout the years as life, exposed different experiences to her. She was able to add or take away from those tracks. But what was the process like for you? I know that in that 7-year time span, you haven't just worked on that one song, or it didn't just start and it's set. And, I know that a lot of things have gone on, but what was the process like for you being able to bring all of that full circle and now see that that song's about to be released?
Oh, well, I mean, it's incredible how this song came about. I mean, honestly, I was in a place in my life where, I had some big ambitions to, I actually was starting my own theater company at the time. I was in college.
Wow.
And, all of my friends, they wanted to do shows that some of the community theaters in the college were afraid to do because they were afraid to offend people. And for me, I just said, well, why don't we do it ourselves? Well, everybody's like, well, we don't know how to do that. I was like, literally, let's pick a show. So my friends and I, we sat down, we looked through all these shows and stuff and found what we wanted to do. And so I was like, okay, let's do it. But nobody believed that I could do it. And so I was like, watch me. So I literally went through and did everything. I started an LLC. I went and found people to help me out. I bartered for services so that I could get all the things I needed and put on a successful show. It honestly was incredible. So during that time, it just really inspired me, to write this song. It was about just, not letting people tell you can't do something and just going for your dreams and pursuing the things you're passionate about, And so I remember actually one day I sat at home and I was at my piano just playing around a little bit, and I actually started humming this melody, and which is the chorus of this song. And all of a sudden I started putting words to it. And this together, literally, within an hour or two, I had the entire song written, which almost never happens. I normally have to work on them for a while. But this one just really came to me, and it was incredible. I remember calling my mom, and I immediately was like, Mom, you got to hear this. And I sat there and I played it on the piano and I sang it for her. And I remember the first words that came out of her mouth were, man, that's amazing. Your brother needs to hear this. If he's listening, I'm sorry, Justin, but but yeah, it was incredible.
Wait. So who is Justin? I mean, other than your brother?
He's my brother. He's older by about almost 3 years. And we grew up together, and we fought all the time growing up. But, I love him to death, and I'm really proud of him and stuff for where he's at and what he's accomplished now in life. So, yeah.
So was it the words of the song that she felt like, or was it the fact that you accomplished something huge? You wrote this song, and I'm sure you probably told her it only took me an hour, but was it, why did she feel like Justin needed to be the first person to hear the song or the next person to hear the song?
It was the words of the song, really. Gotcha. Just to encourage. Gotcha. And, I think that's the beauty of the song as it is. When I started making it and finally recording it, my goal was to touch one person's life. If I can touch one person's life, then I've done my job. And so far with people that have heard it, I've had people cry. I was like, what? This is crazy. So, yeah.
Wow. So in that time, though, you were still writing music, right? So let's think about 7 years ago. Think about right now. I'm sure you were on the piano, and the melody or the chorus came to you. But over the years, you've been able to add, the musical accompaniment to the track. I'm sure you changed some things around. You've actually gone in the studio versus, sitting at the piano home. So think back 7 years ago and then think back or think forward to today. How has your your music changed? I'm talking about things that may not have been released yet.
Yeah.
How has your writing style changed? How have you improved? Do you see growth in yourself?
Oh, absolutely. Where I was at 7 years ago compared to now is just night and day. Like I'm so excited to eventually release some more music that I've written more in recent years because it's just I've grown so much. And 7 years ago the song was great as it was, but it still needed something. And I remember a couple of times I revisited the song and I rewrote the bridge in it a couple of times. So I've gone through like 3 rewrites with the song actually. And over the course of time, I've learned more about these jazz chords, and I've learned more about kind of where my voice is and stuff. I actually, and writing for my voice, you know what I mean?
Right.
I actually, didn't start training my voice until college. I never was in choir. I was never formally in anything to be singing before college. I actually played trumpet my whole life. And then I went to school for business and somehow ended up as a music major, as a voice major. And like I said, that's a long story, but it's pretty incredible how each turn of my life has got me to where I am today. So as for writing, I was still learning my voice throughout the writing process of this song. And then where it's at today, I mean, I have a mentor who sat down with me and listened to the song and had a lot of great insight. And I truly look up to this man. His name is Derek Johnson. He actually started a group called Regeneration. They toured in the 60s and 70s as like a gospel a cappella group, which then in turn eventually turned into the Voices of Liberty at Disney World. Yeah. So he wrote all of their arrangements. In his time, he's written somewhere over 2,000 arrangements. He wrote Disney's Candlelight Chorus for their Christmas season and everything. So what a mentor to have. I mean, I believe he's 86 years old now. But, man, that man has so much insight and has helped me so much through my music journey and in my writing journey as well. And just it's incredible. So the song has definitely improved and just it's beyond what I could have imagined it to be honest.
Wow. Now, I didn't want to interject, but I probably should have because now I've forgotten what I was going to say. But you said something about how you went to school for business and ended up majoring in music. And you talked about wow, what a turn of events. That's a story for another time. And what I ultimately feel about that is, and I had a couple of days just in doing consultations with people, God gives us free will. And that is something that, just one of the many things that I love about him is the fact that he gives us free will. Even though our lives were predestined before we were born, sometimes it takes us being able to add to complete what he has in store for us. So, because I went to school for political science, and that's what my BS is in. And when people go, well, what do you do with it? Yeah, I BS with it now because I've done nothing with it. I ended up in hospitality, tourism, entertainment management. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, but having all of that, training coursework behind me has also helped me in other parts of my life where I volunteer now and can add different insight, to different organizations. So I believe it all comes full circle. We get these detours for a reason. As long as we stay the course, I believe we come out, as winners. What I want to do right now is I want you to introduce your that will be
my song
dropping on tomorrow. Yes, yes.
Well,
guys, you know how I feel. I'm all giddy now. He's excited, but I'm giddy because I love to be anybody's first. I love to be your first interview. I love to have your song debuted here first. You know, I love anything that I can be a part of your first because, as you just said, if I've been able to touch one person throughout my days, then I feel like I'm walking in my purpose. My passions are being fulfilled. And that's what it's all about here at Endie Fiya. And so I thought it was so ironic when wait a minute, I'm going to give you time to you know, say your little spill about the song. But I found it very ironic that when your name came up to me, when I started, you know, stalking the pages, that this song was coming out tomorrow. You filled a spot very quickly for me. So thank you again for that, because you could have been anywhere this evening, but you've given so freely of yourself, you know, to be here with me and my listening audience. So thank you for that. But then I found out that your debut track will be dropping on tomorrow. So that right there was just like, oh, the icing on the cake for me. So without further ado, if you will go ahead and introduce your track so that we can play it for the world.
All right. Well, guys, first of all, I wanted to thank you so much for this opportunity. Like, literally, I'm so excited that this is my first interview. This is the world debut of my song, Make Your Own Way.
Time out. Wait, is it your first interview also?
Also, yeah.
You know what? I thought I read that somewhere, but I read so many people say it's my first, you know, interview, or it's my first blog talk interview. But I didn't. I got two first tonight. Oh my God. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, no, you're good. Oh gosh, and you know, this song, I hope that it goes on to inspire you to get out there and fulfill your dreams and let nothing stop you, nothing get in your way. Guys, I hope y'all enjoy this world debut of Make Your Own Way.
Some people say you gotta go make your own way, live your life and seize the day, while others sit and let their lives go to waste. You'll realize that you're on your way, yeah. You can't just sit and wait for things to change. You're the one that's gotta lead the way. You can't get down when people turn away. Just don't give in to their constant pain. Yeah, you gotta make your way, find your path, seize the day, and every day you'll laugh. Life's too short to live in misery. Take my advice and you'll be on your way. Don't go and give in to your doubts and fears and sorrow. That's just life, you gotta let it all go. Climb those walls and free yourself now. Now get out there, stand out from the crowd. Yeah, you gotta make your way, find your path, seize the day, and every day you'll laugh. Life's too short to live in misery. Take my advice and you'll be on your way. Make your own way.
Yo, what's good? It's your boy Jerusalem from the Scarfella Music Group, and you on the air with the hottest station, Endie Fiya, with your host, Lil Timmy and Nakia, right here on the station bringing all the hottest hip hop hits. Endie Fiya, let's get it.
Thank you, Jerusalem, one of our 2019 Young Achiever Award nominees. If you're just tuning in, you're live right here on Endie Fiya with your girl, Nakia. Guys, I'm grinning from ear to ear. Did y'all hear that? Did y'all just hear that? The world debut right here on Endie Fiya of Make Your Own Way by Chris Aaron. Did you hear it? Like, I really want to know, did you really hear it? Okay? He says, make your way, seize the day, and every day will last. Life's too short to live in misery. Take his advice, and you'll be on your way. Like, aren't those words that we all should be able to make applicable to every part of our lives? You know, sometimes we feel like life's just overwhelming. That's me every single day. You know, life's overwhelming, and how am I going to get through this? And I have this to do, and I have that to do, or this is, you know, all these obstacles are coming at you. But something as simple, and he says that has become his anthem and his mantra for life. Something, those words, as simple as saying, make your own way. You know what I'm saying? You wake up tomorrow morning when your feet hit the floor after you said, thank you, God, for waking me up this morning. Put it in your mind to say, I'm going to make my own way. Start making that mantra, you know, make that a part of your life, all right? Y'all know how I get when I get on my little pedestal and God starts using me, the tears start coming. But, yeah, I think maybe like to 12 seconds into the song, I only heard the clip that you're playing for promo because I wanted it to be a world debut. I didn't want to listen to it, and I've had it. I've had it for some time now. I didn't want to listen to it, you know, before. I wanted it to be just like my listening audience and be surprised, just like you guys were. But maybe 10, 15 seconds into the song, this chord hit, and these chills just ran up my arm. And I thought, nope, we're not going to do this. We're really not going to do this. Sit and listen to, I mean, the musical composition is phenomenal, but sit and actually listen to. Most of you can't do like I can do. Because when I listen to music, I have to take it in stages. When artists send me their music to critique, I have to take it in stages. The first time I listen, it's just for pleasure, all right? The next time I listen, I remove all sounds but the voice of the artist, all right? I know a lot of you can't do that. I have an ear for that. I got to remove all the sounds so that I hear nothing but the artist. And the third time I listen, I put everything together. That was my first listen. But I couldn't make it for pleasure because I started to get the chills. All right, so then I had to very quickly dissect the instruments and be able to hear nothing but Chris sing. All right, and the words that were coming through, the messages that he was trying to relate to each and every one of us. So that's what I want you guys to pull from this. I think that's what he wants also. He says it's a good vibe, it's a positive message, and he wants to be able to inspire the world with that. And I think he's going places with that, all right? As of Monday, that song will be in rotation right here on New Music Monday. So if you didn't get it that time, make sure you get it tomorrow. Support this artist. Get it tomorrow, and then you're going to be able to hear it, you know, for the month of March. Well, we got February left, one episode. And then the month of March, it'll be in rotation. All right, guys? It's like, I don't know if you have kids or not. I don't know if you have kids. But that's like debuting a new track is like birthing. It's, especially for me, it's like the birth process. It's like all of this, everything's been building up for this moment, and then I get to play it, and then everybody gets to hear it, and then now I can sit back and relish it and all the great things that are going to come to you. What do you hope? You know, I know I'm by the world, but what else do you hope that this track is going to be able to do? Not only for your listening audience, but just for you. Take away Chris Aarons, and let's talk about Chris Lloyd. What do you want this track to be able to do for you?
Oh, that's I'm trying to think. I mean, honestly, for me, it's a step towards what I truly want to be doing in life. it's the pinnacle moment for me to make the change in my life, to be able to know that I can do this and that I can go and produce more music. You know, it's one of those things where, yeah, I wrote this song 7 years ago, but I wasn't in a place to be able to record it or do any of this at any point until now. You know, I feel like I wasn't ready for it, if that makes sense. But now I am, and
Definitely.
I'm so excited to be able to get back in the studio. I've already scheduled my next session in March, actually, to work on like an EP or a small album.
Wow.
Just to keep the ball rolling. Like, I am so excited for what's to come.
My people, they love the applause. Yeah, that was a good time to throw it in. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Which ingredient do you think makes your sound special and unique?
I think, you know, honestly, I think it's genuine. You know, my music comes from my heart. It comes from a real place. You know, I don't sit down to write just to write. You know, I sit down to write because I have something to say. And, you know, I feel like oftentimes some of the newer music these days are just kind of written about some kind of random things. Not saying that
right.
all artists do this, but you know,
the majority of them, yeah. yeah, you know, like some songs are, you know, they have the most simple kind of weird lyrics and they had 6 writers on it, you know. I think what makes my music special is it's genuine. It comes from a place in my heart, and it comes from a sense of wanting to serve, you know, because isn't that what music is? It's for people, you know. And so I think that's kind of what sets me apart, is that not only do I have the musicality and the writing and all the experience doing that, and I perform all the time, but all of that aside, you're just hearing me, and that's it. That is the best description I have ever heard, the best response that I think I've ever gotten when asked that question, simply because he said that he, from the heart, I write from real life experiences, you know, I'm a genuine person, blah, blah, blah. But he says because I want to serve. And you guys, my audience already knows how I feel about, you know, the word serve and servitude. So I tell people all the time that we are all gifted with a ministry. It is, and I never said that we're all gifted to be ministers. You know, a lot of people hear that and go, oh, no, that's not what I said. I said that we're all gifted with a ministry. It is for each and every one of us to tap in to what that ministry is. I found mine a long time ago, and it is also to serve, and I do so in a lot of capacities. It is draining at times, but it is also very rewarding. So for somebody to say that they want that through their music, you know, that's just, I'm going to stop because I feel myself about to get on my pedestal again and start preaching. All right, so what do you feel like has been the biggest barrier to you, if you've even experienced that, but the biggest barrier as an independent artist?
Well, besides myself. You know, honestly, that's the thing. Is like
we are our own
we all have.
Yes.
We have the power to choose every day to decide what are we going to do today. You know, are we going to do things that are productive towards our end goal, or are we not? You know, and for the longest time, I made excuses for not recording this stuff, and you know, most of my excuses were money. And finally, you know, I talked to a friend, and she was like, just budget like $500, and then just get in the studio and do part of it, and then budget another $500 and do that. And I was just like, okay, that makes sense. I can just kind of do this in chunks, which was my initial plan. But then I picked up 2 extra jobs on top of my full-time job to be able to do this. I wanted to do this, and I knew this was my passion and goal, and nothing should stop me. So even though I'm utterly exhausted from working all these jobs and everything, it's more than worth it. I will say, like, on the other end of things, man, just I'm a one-man team. I'm the marketing department. I'm
I know all about that.
So yes.
I'm sorry. Oh, you know what? You never say that. You don't say that in front of your team, that you're one man. I'm so sorry.
But no, I guess
my bad.
Oh gosh. No, but I think part of it is, like, I came into this not knowing anything. I didn't know that I had to get a distributor. I didn't know that that's the only way people will pick up my songs. I didn't know I had to get certain codes to embed in the file, and I didn't know all of these things. So it's been such a crazy ride, just learning experience, especially the last 2 months.
But don't you love
finishing
it?
The song.
Don't you love it?
Oh,
don't
my God.
You love the fact you're not just a singer-songwriter, but you know the business side of the music industry?
Yes, and I'm learning that now.
And that a lot of artists cannot grasp. I can get in the studio and sing all day. I can sit with my notebook all day. You can book my shows and I can perform all day, but do you really know what's going on behind the scenes? It is so vital that independent artists know all aspects of the music industry, not just how to write music and record what they've written. You got to know it all nowadays. And the way that the industry changes, like when I first got into the industry 10 years ago, my mentor would send me information, like every other day. You need to read up on this. You need to be knowledgeable about this, because I'm an A&R. You need to be knowledgeable about this. You need to know this. You need to know. And I thought, okay, that's a lot, but I got it. And then, I've watched. That was 10 years ago. I've watched up until now where, stuff changes by the minute. Used to change by the day, by the hour. Stuff changes by the minute. I'm still getting information like, I can't absorb all of this. So it is vital that you know all aspects of the music industry. And Chris just said that. He said it. He didn't know that he had to get the IRSC code. He didn't know that he had to be signed up with ASCAP or BMI. He didn't know that. You might have known that, but he didn't know, that you had to have a distributor. He didn't know these things. So it is important that you know all of this, guys, so that somebody else isn't screwing you over. You know the industry. To say, wait a minute, that don't look right. I'm not about to sign that contract because that doesn't look right. You know what I'm saying? Or if you're even a one-man team, you yourself need to know that, wait a minute, this doesn't look right. You know what I'm saying? So, while you're right there in that spill, if you could offer a piece of advice to someone who's listening now who may have also written a track 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago, and they say, wait a minute, he's inspired me to go ahead and release what I've been sitting on all these years. What piece of advice could you offer that aspiring artist?
I would just say, go for it, first of all, because it doesn't do any good if we're just sitting on it. And so many people do sit on music that they've written for a long time. I know I have a ton that I still need to get out, and I just can't wait. But, besides just go for it, I'd say just, take it in chunks and do what you can to organize the process and utilize your network. Network has so much to do with it. I say I'm a one-man team, but I have a huge community. I am so incredibly thankful. Like, I couldn't even thank people enough for how much some people have helped me in this process. It's incredible, just the amount people are willing to help you if they believe in you,
Right.
So utilize that network. That also helps.
And trust me, I use mine. I think I use my network in my sleep, guys. So while we're thanking people, I do want to thank Shanika Canty for this connection between Chris and myself, because if it had not been for her saying, hey, Chris, you want on? I would not have had the opportunity to meet you. So thank you, Shanika. With no you, I know you're listening. Thank you so much, love. Our gratitude is extended to you on behalf of myself and Endie Fiya Radio. Chris, I'm going to go ahead and open the floor up to you now so that you can go ahead and get all of your contact information out for those who may be listening live, or for those who may come back and listen to one of the many playback shows. Get all of your contact information out, how and where they can purchase. Make Your Own Way, guys. It does drop tomorrow, Friday the 21st of February. You heard it here first. I'm so excited. Oh, my gosh, I'm so excited. So make sure that you support this independent artist, what he's putting out now and what he has to come. Chris, the floor is now yours to get all of your contact information out.
Absolutely. So tomorrow it's dropping everywhere. It'll be on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, Google Play. You can also find it on YouTube Music, Pandora, Deezer, Tidal, Amazon Music as well. You can follow me on social media, facebook.com/Chris Aarons Official. My Instagram is Chris Aarons Official. Twitter Official. I actually just uploaded my website last night as well in preparation for this as well. So you can go to www.chrisaaronsofficial.com and you can see all of my information there as well.
Look, my people are they are on it. They are already typing, trying to get to the website now. Okay. So I'm trying to remember everything that he just said, and they're trying to get on the website. All right, so we have Facebook Facebook is Chris Aarons, that's 2 A's, S Official. Instagram, Chris Aarons Official. Twitter, C Aarons Official. Website, www.chrisaarons.
ChrisAaronsOfficial.com.
Official. Yo, that's why you can get on. ChrisAaronsOfficial.com for the website. All right, guys?
Yeah, they got to know it's official.
I have so enjoyed you being here. Yes, it is official. Yeah. It is official. I've so enjoyed you being here with me this evening. You are part of the family now. You are welcome back any time. So that means when you drop some more music, we want it here first and foremost. All right? Guys,
absolutely. Thank you so much, Sophia.
You are so very welcome. Guys, make sure that you tune in on Monday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will have conscious hip-hop rapper Shadow here. And then on Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will have multi-award-winning hip-hop rap artist Big Greg is going to be here. Yes. And then on Thursday, we will have, look, I got a week full of guys. I do. Thursday, we will have, you've heard me play it, the Barnyard Boogie. All right, he's got the number one, what he says is going to be the number one or the next number one hip-hop country hit. All right, KZ will be here. And if you haven't seen the videos of all the line dancers dancing to the song, it's phenomenal. We were joking when we said it needed its own dance, but apparently it has its own dance, and it's sweeping the nation. So I can't wait to have all of these fellas here next week, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you cannot make them all, please, please, please do not miss them all. What's your assignment? Give me a name for Thursdays, and 2, go purchase Make Your Own Way, dropping tomorrow by Chris Aarons. Until Monday, have a good night.